Are you new to social media marketing? Are you wondering how to start? In this video, we are going to share tips that will get you started on the exciting journey of social media marketing. Welcome, my name is Patrick Gashili, and this video is the first in a series on social media marketing. So, where do you start your marketing journey on social media? With a goal. Just like any other marketing campaign, your social media marketing journey, when you are doing a marketing campaign, has to start with a goal. The goal is what determines the tone you are going to take with the content, the platforms you are going to use. Let us assume that you are a small business owner, or you have been contracted by your first client to run a social media campaign. So where do you start? You start by determining what goals do you want to achieve. For instance, if the client is for instance a baker, what is their goal? Is it to spread awareness? Is it to increase the sales of their cakes, and so on? So once you determine that goal, that is what will help you now to determine the platform to use and the tone that you are going to use with your content. And why do I mean that? Why do I say that the goals come first? You know, probably all of us, even if you are not social media marketers, we do have some social media platforms. Some of us are more comfortable probably in Facebook. Some others are more comfortable on Instagram, others on TikTok. So once you get your first social media marketing campaign, you might be tempted to utilize the social media platform you're most comfortable with. But that is not always a very good idea. For instance, if you are a recruitment agency, if you are marketing a recruitment agency, and then you are more comfortable with using TikTok, clearly the two, they don't go very well together. Why? Because the TikTok is more suited for content that is entertaining, like short videos that are entertaining, memes and so on. A recruitment agency, on the other hand, its content, its marketing content is more suited on a platform like LinkedIn. So the first step you do, don't try to fit your marketing goals into a social media platform. Come up with your marketing goals independent of any social media platform, basically in general. Once you've come up with the goals, now go through them clearly, and then based on what you want to achieve and the kind of audience that you are targeting with that content and with those goals, then decide the social media platform that you are going to use. And again, there are very many social media platforms out there. You cannot basically start today, basically want to market a new client and go set up all social media platforms for them, as in you open a Facebook, you open a Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest and so on. So the best thing is to always choose 2 or 3 platforms that best suit the content of that client, and then start with those ones. Because again, this platform will require almost round the clock monitoring. Basically, if you are the marketer, you have to be there creating content for all these platforms. You have to be there responding to feedback and comments and to questions by the clients. So you cannot have 10 platforms and you are one person and you expect that you are going to handle all these, and how do you might even be having 3 clients. So make sure you start with like 2 or 3. Once for instance, again, let's go to the example of the recruitment agency. So if you are doing that content for the recruitment agency, the best platform that you start with will be probably LinkedIn, Facebook, and probably Twitter. Another important factor that is also influenced by your goal, but also influences the choice of platform, is the style that you choose to go with. What is your social media style? Are you after posting long content? Are you after posting short content? Are you after posting pictorials, graphics, or images? Because if, for instance, you are going, your interest is to post images, probably images of ingredients and so on, then it may be better suited for Pinterest or Instagram. If you are going for long text as content, then you are better suited for a blogging platform like Blogger or LinkedIn, which has specific sections dedicated to articles. On the other hand, if you are after short text content, then Twitter is your friend, as is Facebook. But remember, even if you go for platforms like Facebook that do not have limits on the number of characters or text, then it's always important to be brief. You don't want to go giving people dissertations on Facebook. Basically, you need to be short and to the point, and then your content needs to be valuable. You cannot if you start your social media marketing campaign tomorrow, and all your posts from the first one to the most recent one, they are all promotional, people are going to get basically bored with your content, and they're not going to basically engage with it. People don't like salesy content that is salesy or promotional, selling yourself all the time without giving people valuable content. That kind of content just pushes people away. You need to give them value, give them a tip, give them something that entertains them, give them something that adds value to them, informs them, educates them, and so on. If people get that kind of content, they actually engage with that post. If it's entertainment, if it's a content that is funny, then they'll probably laugh. They might say it's funny and so on. But if you are promoting yourself all the time, then it will be difficult for you to create a loyal following, or for you to gain the trust of your audience. Again, remember, this all comes down to creating quality content, and you cannot just do this out of the blue. You need to have a content calendar. That's another important thing that you need to have in the start of your journey. Have a content calendar. How can you have this content calendar? For instance, if in Kenya we have many different public holidays, it's always good to acknowledge your audience and wish them, for instance, a good Madaraka Day, a happy Jamhuri Day, and so on. So a content calendar allows you to highlight the most important dates in regards to your brand. For instance, we have international holidays like Women's Day. So we have Valentine's Day. So if your brand has something to do with women, then believe me, you don't want to miss out on taking advantage of the happy on the Women's Day. You want to know ahead of time when is this date, so that you can prepare content that you shall post on that date. Again, if you are selling personal gifts, you want to take advantage of Valentine's Day. Just as important as the Black Friday that comes around November. So if you're a brand that sells online shop, then again you want to take advantage of the Black Friday. So a content calendar is very important from that perspective. And not only that, again, a content calendar ensures that you don't miss out on posting content. Like you can prepare your content a week or weeks ahead, and then you schedule it. And all these leading social media platforms have tools that you can use to schedule your post ahead of time. Facebook, for instance, have MetaSuite. Twitter has TweetDeck, where you can schedule your account ahead of time, and this they are, if you are busy, for instance, if social media marketing is your side hustle but you have another main hustle, so if you properly make use of a content calendar and these social media tools for scheduling ahead of time, then you can be able to learn to dedicate enough of yourself to both hustles. You can basically create your content over the weekend, schedule it ahead, and then and that means during the weekday you'll be able to focus fully on the task that you have been given at your main hustle. Again, when you're starting your social media journey, it's important to also determine or identify the kind of budget you want to work with ahead of time. How big is your team? Do you have enough budget? Do you have a budget that is big enough to allow you to work with a team, or are you going to do this yourself? If you are a small business owner, for instance, if you are a small business owner and you have your hands full, you probably need somebody to handle your social media. Are you going to hire this somebody as part of your staff permanently, basically in-house, or are you going to contract an external or a consulting agency or a digital marketing agency to handle your social media marketing for you? This will be determined by the kind of budget you have, and this budget you also need to think about if you want. Basically, the organic reach currently is very low on Facebook, on all the leading social media platforms. Why? Because many people have joined these platforms, and because social media marketing is not a big thing, so many people are doing social media marketing simultaneously. So you cannot expect that your post will reach a lot of people. For instance, if I have 1,000 friends on my Facebook, and let's say not even just 20 of them have posted on a day, and then I've not logged into Facebook the whole day, and then I log into Facebook at 8 p.m. for like an hour before I retire to sleep. There's no way Facebook is still going to show me all the posts for all the 20 people. They are basically going to pick some posts based on the algorithm, which we shall cover in another video, the social media algorithms. But basically what these algorithms do is that they look at the kind of pages or the kind of people you interact with, and then they are likely to show you the content from those people that you interact with. So for instance, if I have not liked or I have not liked or engaged with a post from one of my friends in any way for the longest time, and then there's another friend who I liked, whose post I liked or I commented on, and so on. So Facebook is more likely to show me the post from the person I interacted with or I engaged, whose post I engaged with, than if there's other person who I've never engaged with at all. So those kinds of determinants. So where am I trying to make this point? It shows that Facebook, basically you're competing with a lot of other posters, a lot of other social media marketers. So now that the organic reach is low because of how algorithm determines what to show, then more you are likely, basically it's recommended that you have a budget for paid ads, basically paid social media ads. That's why you sponsor your ads. So Facebook can show that post to more people, and so on. So budget is very important, that you come up with your budget as you prepare your social media campaign. Equally as important is brand consistency. Ensure that all your social media profiles have the same logo and brand colors. That is, if you're posting graphics, make sure they are all consistent in terms of branding. They have your logo and the theme colors of your brand. This makes it easy for people to identify that or to identify posts from basically to identify your pages when they see that logo and they see your branding. It's also important to dedicate to have somebody monitoring each channel. Remember, depending particularly on season, if you are, for instance, an online shop and you have an offer for Black Friday, you can expect that you are going to have a lot of inquiries, a lot of questions, maybe also a lot of complaints from people who bought from you. So you have to have somebody who is engaging, who is monitoring those platforms throughout, because believe me, it's not very good customer relation. It's not good customer relation or public relations as well to have a customer asking a question or inquiring about something and then somebody answering them 12 hours later. You need to ensure that you actually do answer such questions the soonest possible, preferably within the hour. And then again, the way you engage with the followers on these platforms. If people ask a question, there are trolls there over the internet. People might be angry. Maybe somebody has bought from you, and then maybe the order was not as expected. So they come with the anger. They might even be insulting. So you have to be calm and you have to be strategic in how you engage that people when answering them. And we shall be having a video dedicated to how to respond to users' comments on social media, so you can check out, you can keep an eye out for that video. It's part of this series. But it's important that you don't be rude to the people, to your followers. Basically, even if somebody insults you, be careful. Don't reply in anger. Take some time, be calm. If you have a large following on social media, you can even take some time and let your loyal followers engage these people on your behalf. We see that quite often in the cases of social media influencers who, when they are insulted by trolls, then their loyal followers engage those trolls on their behalf and they don't have to engage themselves. But even in such scenarios, you have to remember that is your page. So if you see that the back and forth between your loyal followers and the trolls are getting out of hand, you need to engage. And remember, you can, it's not if you notice that a troll is basically just trolling you for the sake of it, or just delivering, getting some satisfaction from insulting you, then it's okay to delete them. It's not okay to delete a genuine customer who is just making a complaint and saying that your order was not as expected. That basically you should avoid deleting such comments. But if somebody is outright insulting you, then it's okay, you can delete such a comment. But for those customers who are genuine and they are making a complaint, the most ideal thing to do is to engage them, reply to their comment, and reply to it publicly. You can tell them that we have sent you an inbox, so you can ask them to inbox you to send you a direct message about their complaint or their order number and so on. So publicly people will see that you have engaged them and not ignored them. And also it's very important that after you've done all your social media campaign, that you analyze your performance. Social media platform have tools like Facebook has Meta Business Suite, where you can go and analyze the performance of your post, including the number of people reached, the number of comments and likes and so on is generated, etc. Twitter has TweetDeck and so on. So the leading social media platforms have areas where you can go and analyze how your post or how your content performed, because this feedback is very important. It influences how you are going to create your future content. If you notice that your style is not working, your style is not reaching your target audience, then you should change it as soon as possible. Try, experiment with a new style, do your research, look at how your competitors on your rivals, go and spy on their pages, look at the kind of content they are creating, look at the engagement they are getting. If they are getting enough engagement, borrow from that, come and create similar content and so on. And so, because the goal on social media is to increase engagement. As I mentioned earlier, you don't want to be sales, you don't want people to basically see you as person who's promoting themselves all the time. So for you to create engagement, you have to have content that is adding value, that is educational, that is informational, that is entertaining and so on. So that should always be your main goal. And so basically that covers it, covers basically the basics of what you need to know as you start your social media journey. There are some other things there are some other things. Basically, there's not everything that you need to know. So you keep following this series. You're going to learn more. Some other things that you might need to know, including, for instance, there are some social media platforms that are more suited for mobile devices than others. Basically, that's another thing that you need to consider when creating your content. Do you want the people you are targeting more likely to access that kind of content via their social media, via their mobile phones or their desktop? For instance, TikTok is a tool that is used mostly through smartphones, not through desktop computers. So if you are creating your content, again, if you are creating your content for all these platforms, even Facebook, that is accessible by both large screens and small screens, you need to ensure that your content is responsive. Again, you also need to ensure that your graphics, the resolution, if you are creating an image, the resolution is to fit perfectly with what Facebook recommends. For instance, if you take an image, if you create an image meant specifically for Facebook and then you post it on Instagram, you might notice that it has been cropped in some areas. It is not as perfect as you created it. Why? Because Instagram has a specific image resolution that is different from Facebook, and they are both different from Twitter and so on. So that's another thing that you need to consider. But more of that we have covered on our series on content creation, which I have linked in the card above and on our description below. So you can again take a look at that to learn how to create your content as you prepare to start your social media marketing journey. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that you have learned something. Kindly like this video, subscribe to our channel, and then so that you can get notifications when we post new videos. Thank you very much.